Okay, what's going on, everybody? Hello and welcome. How are all of you? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're ready for a fun, full day of streaming. I am Darkside Phil. Today's December 21st, 2019. If you're not aware, today is the first day of winter. That means officially we put away all of our scarecrows, our leaves changing color, our bales of hay, our horns of plenty. Instead, we pull out our snowmen, our holly jolly jingle bells, reindeer, elves, snowflakes, and everything that winter brings, right? It is absolutely official. It also means today is the shortest day of the year when it comes to daylight. In fact, the sun didn't come up here, I think, until like 7 something in the morning, almost 8, and it actually will probably go away by like 4 p.m. Very short day in regards to daylight. But that means that that there will be more daylight moving forward now, actually. So, also, we're only a few days away from Christmas, everybody. So I hope everyone's got all their stuff going here, and you guys are ready. I actually got a surprise Christmas gift for my parents yesterday. So we thought all the gifts were done, and then all of a sudden we get another box in the mail. We open it up, and it contains 2 very nice Christmas ornaments. The first is a golden cat's paw that says Jasper on it. I'm like, wow, that's really nice to commemorate Christmas with Jasper this year. That's really nice that they would send us that. But the other one actually brought a tear to my eye. They got us an ornament that is a wedding cake that says Kat and Phil, married with the date of our marriage, to commemorate it. And I was like, wow, that's really nice, because we had talked about getting an ornament like that, but we had been too busy to really even look around or think about it, and we hadn't even gotten a new ornament or anything this year for the Christmas tree. So that we opened up, we were like, wow, that's really nice. So pretty awesome. Good stuff, good holiday vibes all around for sure. I hope that you and yours are also having good holiday vibes, and that you're preparing for the holiday this week. Only a few days left. So, good stuff, right? So let's talk a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, about everything that's going on in the next few days, because we got a momentous few days coming up here, okay? First of all, today, a nice full day of gameplay streaming that should be quite relaxing and fun and interesting for everybody, okay? We start off with another major session of my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time, Final Fantasy VI. So far, I'm roughly about 8 hours into the game, and that actually puts us past the introductory segment, or what's considered the introductory segment of the game. From this point forward in the game, you get to choose who's going to be in your party. So you actually have some control over stuff for the first time, which is very nice. It's open world now, so you get to explore open world on foot and check stuff out for yourself, which is very nice. And the story definitely starts picking up now, okay? So good stuff. I'm very excited for today's 4 hours of Final Fantasy VI. As you know, so far the playthrough's been absolutely great. I've been taking my time and having a lot of fun with it. I hope that you guys have been enjoying the playthrough as well, as much as I have. And I'm looking forward to 4 more hours of throwback fun. My favorite Final Fantasy ever. Okay? Then, later tonight, it's going to be another Super Nintendo late night session, and what I'm thinking of doing is I'm probably going to try to finish up Super Mario World. What do I have left? Well, I think there's 4 to 5 Bowser stages left in the final world, and then there's the special world, which is some of the most challenging stages in the game, where you have to complete special puzzles and challenges, and once you complete the special world, you actually change the entire game, which I'll probably go through and show you guys some of the things that change in the game once you complete Special World, okay? So, that should be fun. Will that be enough to take up all my late night stream? I don't know. It depends on how well I do, honestly. If I do well, I'll probably, turbo right through it. So it all depends on how well I do. If there's a little bit of extra time later tonight, I have no problem with sticking around and hanging out with you guys and just doing a little bit of Q&A and talking or whatever. If there's a lot of extra time, maybe we'll jump into another game. Maybe I'll go check out Super Punch-Out again or something like that. Okay? So that's going to be the late night stream tonight. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is the big one. Tomorrow is, after all the anticipation and all of the preparation, it's time for my Christmas marathon event. That's right. Tomorrow, Sunday, that is the most festive day of the year for me because I will be here all day long streaming with all of you. I'll be in festive holiday attire. I'll be drinking holiday ales and eggnog, and we'll be playing a wide variety of games that you guys chose. What games will I be playing? Well, wait till you listen to this lineup, okay? First of all, I'll be returning to Red Dead Redemption 2's online multiplayer mode for the first time since last year. Just messing around in it a little bit. I'm going to see what's new for the holidays. Apparently, they did update it for the holiday season. And if I can put together anything that'll be interesting, great. If not, I'll just mess around with it for a little bit since I really don't know what else is in there or what's been added. We'll give it a look. All right, so that's number one. Number two, I'll be checking out Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Wow. Yeah, people wanted to see this during the Christmas marathon, so it's happening. I'll be doing about an hour to an hour and a half of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic gameplay. This is the original Xbox version that is going to be played on the Xbox One. What's weird about this and kind of annoying to me is that I had the original Xbox One version on disc for years and years. It was many years ago, a fan of mine donated the original Xbox version of this game and said, I hope you play it someday. So I purposely saved it all this time, okay? And then over the years, it was said that, on Xbox One, this is now backwards compatible. You can play Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox One. This is, good. It's enhanced graphics and everything. And I'm like, okay, that's exciting. So yesterday, I pop it into my Xbox One. Oh, this cannot be read. Like, what? And then I went online and I read, and it's like, no, according to everything online, if you own Knights of the Old Republic on the original Xbox, you put it into your Xbox One, the Xbox One recognizes it, goes and downloads the patch it needs to play it, and then it's fine. It doesn't do it for me. Just says disk is not recognized. So I'm like, great. Well, whatever. So I bought it again. It was $5. Thank God it wasn't like an exorbitant amount of money. It was $5 to get the game digitally. So I installed it on my Xbox One, and we'll be trying that out during the marathon tomorrow, okay? Also, Doom 2. Yeah, the original Doom game was amazing. Its sequel was even better. I'm playing the sequel from the 1990s. I have not played this game in so damn long. Doom 2. And just for the sake of nostalgia purposes, I'm playing it on PC. I could have gotten it for a modern console. I said, no, you know what? I want to play this on PC with a mouse and keyboard. All right? I want to get the real Doom feel when I play Doom 2. Okay? So, that's coming up. Also, Myst. What the holy hell? I haven't heard anyone say the name Myst in so long, and people wanted to see me play Myst. Myst was from the 1990s, like the original kind of, walking simulator game, where it was mostly puzzles and things like that. I don't even think there's any people in the game. I think it's just you solving puzzles. So I've never played Myst before. I know what it is because it had like a million sequels, and like I said, it was a game that was very, very synonymous with a certain genre of game that was spawned from it, but I didn't know anything about it, so I got that as well. That I'll also be playing on PC for nostalgia reasons. It makes sense to be playing these PC classics on PC, right? And then, so that's what? 1, 2, 3, that's 4 games, right? And then last but certainly not least, the game that all of you have wanted to see me play for several years, the game that obviously changed gaming forever, the game that changed our lives forever, the game that actually has created a whole new separate economy in the world, and that has really created, in essence, world peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be playing Roblox for the very first time. That I'll be playing on the Xbox One simply because the way I tried to divvy it out was I'd have equal time on each format. So Red Dead Redemption 2 I'll play on PS4. Knights of the Old Republic and Roblox I will play on Xbox One, and then Doom 2 and Myst I'll play on PC. So maybe we'll start with Red Dead Redemption 2, then I'll move over to PC, and then we'll end with Xbox One or something like that. We'll go in that order or something like that. Okay? So, I don't know what the hell to expect with these games we're playing tomorrow. Now, also, I should say this. On the agenda, if there's time, and I'm going to use this as like a backup, classic Street Fighter stuff, you know? So, depending on how it goes, maybe one of these games will be a complete dud, and, you know, because of that, we move on quickly, and then people are like, oh man, I'm disappointed because that kind of was so fast or whatever. I'll have a classic Street Fighter lined up. If we want to do some of it, we can. I love doing Street Fighter, so maybe doing it as a retro thing during the stream would make sense. It really depends on time constraints as well. So let's see how the stream goes, all right? So, it's going to be very exciting. At least 5 games. I'll be dressed up in holiday attire. Like I said, I'll be drinking all day. And hopefully, we'll have people coming by to hang out, enjoy the holiday weekend. You know, wish everyone, happy holidays. Perhaps we'll make some headway towards my tips goal. I'm just saying. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens, tomorrow. It should be a good day, though. Okay, so holiday marathon tomorrow. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. I've been waiting for this for quite some time. And so that is going to be a very special day. Hope you'll be here for that. Okay? All right. And then on Monday, I am streaming again, by the way. I am streaming again on Monday. It's going to be a full 4-hour stream of Minecraft. Yes. 4 hours of Minecraft. Why? Well, a couple reasons. The first is because we are monstrously behind on the projects that I'm supposed to be doing in Minecraft. I have to build a big bird statue. Then people want me to head out into the open world and do some exploration. Okay? Being that I'm so far behind, I said, I gotta do something here. So we're gonna do this major stream and try to build the bird statue during the stream. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish building the bird statue during the stream. If I do, great. Not only will we have an awesome bird statue in my Minecraft world, but then we'll be able to go out and start exploring a little bit. Okay? So we'll see how this goes. In addition to that, since it is the day before my Christmas break, I just wanted to do something more relaxing and chill. I didn't want to do anything super complicated. You know what I mean? I don't want to do anything that's like a major playthrough or whatever. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. And I know when I play Minecraft, it gives me ample opportunity to interact with all of you and have a good time. So that's why we're doing that on Monday. Okay? And then on Monday night, it's going to be Final Fantasy VI. 2 more hours. It'll be a late night stream. And that's the final stream that I'm doing before my time off for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Okay, so hopefully you guys will join me for all the fun all day today, tomorrow, and Monday if you can. Good variety of stuff. And I hope that you guys are excited for all of this, okay? So, also, I'm off, like I said, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas Eve is basically my normal day off for the week where Kat and I will be running out and doing errands and preparing. We got our Christmas meal and everything this week, so we got to buy the odds and ends we need for that. And, hustle and bustle, as they say, of Christmas Eve. Is going to be a busy day that day for us. And then Christmas Day we're going to spend together, just have a good, relaxing day together. Probably watching Christmas-themed stuff, having good food, and just relaxing with Jasper. It's going to be a good day for us because we don't really get those kind of days. Typically, our days off are very hectic days where we're running around doing crazy stuff. And on Christmas Day, we don't have to do that. On Christmas Day, we can just relax for a change. And we're actually very excited for that. All we got to do is cook a dinner, but outside of that, we're going to have a good, relaxing day together. So, good stuff. And I hope that you guys will have a good Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, away from the streams as well. Okay? Then I'm going to be back on Thursday, and we jump right back into full-time streaming. On Thursday, I'm going to be continuing on with Shenmue 3. Okay? And then Thursday night, it's going to be PUBG. Or at least I'm going to attempt to play PUBG, because last week when I tried to play it, it was a miserable failure with the game completely requiring to be re-downloaded from scratch and then not working anyway on top of that. So it was like the double whammy of fail. So when we attempt to play it again, and I guess we'll see what happens. on Thursday, okay? Then on Friday, we'll be going back to my Pokemon Sword playthrough. And that will be paired with retro Street Fighter stuff, okay? And then, of course, it's back to business as usual, continuing on with all the playthroughs that I've been doing, alternating between Final Fantasy and Shenmue and Pokemon with the late night chill stuff. So it should be good. Now, also a reminder that at the end of the year / early 2020, I'm going to be doing my year-end series. This is when I reminisce on all the games that came out in 2019, and I talk about the best games and the most disappointing games. So that is coming up. People have also expressed desire for me to talk about some of my best and worst games of the whole decade. I mean, it's possible I could do that, but chances are if I do that, it'll just be me talking and a countdown like a list versus having video packages and everything of it as well, because that's going to be a lot of work to try to figure out video footage of games from the last 10 years. You know what I mean? So we'll see, but year-end stuff's coming, okay? Good stuff coming around the corner. And then I need to basically sit down, and I need to work on doing the gaming calendar for the first 3 months of the next year. And once I do that, then I'm going to work on a podcast that I'll be doing in January. That'll be me talking about, what's coming up in the first quarter of the year and all kinds of stuff, okay? So good stuff, right? All right, good stuff it is. All right, good stuff, guys. Now, thank you guys very much for everything, for all the support recently, and I appreciate everything. You guys have been amazing and positive on the streams. All the games I've been playing recently have been super fun. You guys have been very supportive on the streams, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. So I just want to say thank you for that. I hope that you're getting something out of the streams. As people have been saying recently, the streams aren't only just about gameplay, but they're about kind of hanging out, relaxing, and having a good time during these holidays. A lot of people now are out of school. They finished their finals. They finished their last things they had to do, and they're here now for about a week to relax. Like, that sounds good to me. I hope you guys are ready for some fun streams and relaxation this week with me, because I am down for that too. And I hope that you are digging the stuff, as they say, right? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us now move on to the second segment of the stream, okay? Very matter-of-factly, guys, this week you guys have been very supportive, helping me reach my tips goal. We are almost halfway there. We're not halfway there yet, but we're almost halfway there. And with 3 major streaming days, including the Christmas Marathon tomorrow, I'm feeling very positive about it. A lot of people are asking me, am I nervous about it? No. I'm actually feeling very good about it with the head start that we've gotten here. And I'm hoping to raise this by the end of Monday. If I raise it by the end of Monday, that's superb. That means that I will have a giant head start on 2020, because I'll be able to pay my tax attorney and get my taxes going for the state for the year, rather than being behind the 8 ball and be like, okay, where am I going to come up with all this money in a short period of time, right? This would help me out tremendously. So already you guys have given me a head start on that. But if we complete this goal by the end of Monday, that would give me a very good positive position to be in for 2020. So please consider tipping me if you want to help out with that tips goal. I'm trying to raise that by the end of Monday. So let's see what happens, but I'm feeling very positive about it, all right? All right, so now, guys, let's get to the gratuitous plug segment. I have been a live streamer for 11 years, and daily I share my gameplay experiences with all of you, and I absolutely love doing it, all right? I love what I do for a living. I'm one of the very few who gets to share his hobby also as his job, which is amazing that I get to do both, right? Many people, sadly, never get that kind of opportunity, and I'm incredibly grateful that I get to live this dream, per se, on a daily basis. And it's all because of you guys, because of your support, that I'm still here. You know, one time I was a full-time YouTuber, and it was all about ad revenue on videos and views. It's not like that anymore. Now I'm a full-time streamer. What that means is we just get to chill and hang out, and I don't really care about views or anything like that. But in reality, it is your crowdfunding support that allows me to continue doing what I do for a living. And I'm incredibly grateful that you guys contribute the way that you do on a daily basis, okay? That being said, I just want to say something up front before we even start getting into ways that you can contribute. I want you to understand that I am so happy to have people come by and still care about my opinions and just being here to chill with me. That contributions are not mandatory. All right, just want to know that. They're greatly appreciated. They matter-of-factly keep stuff going. They pay for the cost of games. They pay for the cost of electricity, cost of internet, They get me, taxes and everything. But not mandatory. If you just come by and hang out with me, I just want you to have a good time. All right? I don't want you to feel like you're obligated to contribute at all. Obviously, if you can go above and beyond and contribute to keep stuff going, please do. And by all means, thank you very much. But it's not mandatory. Okay? All right. Without further ado, let's talk about a few ways that you can contribute. I have a Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidefil. Your monthly pledges earn you personal perks to my Patreon. So thank you very much to anyone who contributes and pledges to my Patreon. I appreciate that very much. Give it a look. It outlines all of the information over there, the important information about how it works and what perks you can get for your contributions, etc. And thank you to anyone who even considers it and gives it a look. All right? I have a Teespring store where you can buy fun merchandise, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, among many other things. Give it that a look as well. Thanks to anyone who bought anything from my Teespring store. It is greatly appreciated. But, in particular, if you're here live on the stream, chances are you probably want to contribute in a way that's going to get you some recognition on said stream. So, there are ways to do that. If you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to the channel, or you tip me during the live stream, I'm going to give you a shout-out and a thank you for your contributions. All right? There's also a couple leaderboards that I use here to track contributions and give people extra credit, as they say. There's a top cheerer and top tipper listed on the stream stats that go on the top of the stream there, and I update that periodically. In addition, there's a leaderboard that tracks top cheerers of the week, and there's also a leaderboard that tracks top sub-gifters of the week. And I will outline that information in just a little bit, so that those people can also get recognition for their contribution. So there's many ways to get recognition here on a stream for your contributions. Now, I've already said this, but I'll say it again. This week in particular, I'm running a special holiday tips goal. If I hit this goal, this is going to help me tremendously with my taxes. So please consider contributing to the tips goal. I'm trying to hit that goal by the end of Monday. If I do, that would be stupendously helpful to me in the next year. It would put me on the right foot. It would get me out started, fresh and in a good position rather than behind the 8 ball. So please consider tipping me at all if you can today. A couple things about tipping. Number one, there's 2 ways to tip. You can either type !tip into the stream chat, or you can look below the stream for a button that says tips jar. Either way takes you to my PayPal tips page. All right. Now, on the PayPal tips page, you can either use a PayPal account to tip, or you can use a debit or credit card to pay for it, much like anything else that you buy on the internet. Now, some people say, well, I don't see the option to pay with a debit or credit card. Well, if you don't, it's probably because you're on a mobile version of the site. What I found is that mobile versions of the PayPal page don't usually load all the options. If you go on a desktop computer, you should get all those set options, okay? The other thing is, I just want you guys to understand that I want you to be protected, and I'm looking out for you. So if you are going to contribute to anyone on a stream, I strongly recommend you do everything you can to protect your own identity. And allow me to explain what I mean by that. Sadly, there are a group of people on the internet who are pretty messed up. There are a group of people on the internet who they have absolutely no good stuff going on in their lives. They're just miserable people, all right? And because of that, they try to find pleasure in hurting others because they have nothing positive to focus on. I know that sounds really twisted and messed up, but it's very matter-of-factly true. Trust me, after 11 years of doing this on the internet, I've seen more than my share of people like this, okay? So what that means is if you're going to contribute on a stream, you're going to want to hide your real identity. You don't want to get your real name or your social media accounts up there and exposed, because these people, if they get their hooks into stuff, they're going to try to do whatever they can to annoy you. Whether they harass you on social media, they try to dox your information. That's the last thing you want, right? So if you're considering, for example, tipping me today, I strongly recommend that you either use anonymous, so that way no one knows it's you at all, or you use an alias, a completely different name that doesn't link to your social media account or anything here on your Twitch. That way, no one would know what you get, tipping, and no one could try to harass you for it, okay? So again, just looking out for you guys. I don't want anyone to sadly be, negatively affected by stuff because of a bunch of really messed up individuals. So please do what you can to protect your identity on the internet. A lot of people just take it for granted and think it's like safe. Trust me. It's not safe. There are messed up people who will do stuff if they can, just because they can, okay? All right, guys, so let's now move on to the rules. Let's talk about, oh my God, my neck. Yes, let's talk about my neck. Oh, did you hear that? Ooh. Oh man, I cracked my neck real bad. It felt so stiff. Let me just move it this way. Crack. Oh. Okay, anyway. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the rules of the stream. Okay? The rules. I follow a few sets of rules here when I stream, and I want you to understand what they are so that you abide by them and we don't have any misconceptions or misunderstandings. First of all, I'm streaming. Let's try that again. I'm streaming on twitch.tv. All right? That means that I have to abide by all of the rules and the regulations of Twitch. All right? I have to make sure that everything that I do is in line with what they allow. And so please understand that I can't just say and do whatever the heck I want here on Twitch. Instead, I do have to follow the guidelines. All right? And I do so. So please understand that, that's one of the things that I abide by. Now, in addition to that, I have my own set of rules that I like to follow that in general I have found have made my streams way more enjoyable, and they follow a certain set philosophy, okay? My streaming philosophy is this. When you come to my streams, you're probably coming over here to hang out and have a good time, but escape all the drama, the annoyance, and the things that really get to you in your real lives. You're trying to forget all that, right? You're coming here to have a good time, to hear my interactions with games, maybe to interact with me a little bit or interact with other stream chatters, and to just let all that real life crap and drama and stress, melt away. That's the deal. That's why you're here, right? And so, what I find is that I want to try to make this as chill of a stream as possible, as stress-free as possible. And because of that, there are certain topics that we just do not discuss on the stream because I feel that those would derail the stream and get us out of the realm of relaxing fun. Okay? First of all, there are two topics in particular that it seems like whenever people talk about them, they get into very big arguments. They can't agree to see from another person's perspective. Matter of factly, I don't feel that these topics really have any place on a gameplay stream whatsoever anyway. This is supposed to be a place where we're discussing the game I'm playing and or having fun with video games. So why on earth would we talk about the topics of politics or religion on the stream, right? Now, what I'm saying this is, I'm not against intelligent discussion, but if I'm playing a game and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I turn to my stream chat to say, gee, how's everyone enjoying the game? Does anyone have any comments about my gameplay? What are they talking about? And I look and it's like, oh, look, Brexit and Trump's being impeached and blah, 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 and people arguing with each other. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Right? This has no place on my stream. Why the hell are we, what is this? And I'll be honest, it annoys me because the stream's derailed now. And, it's infuriating sometimes, We're now disconnected. Instead of having a good time and a chill time together, we got people arguing in the stream chat. So, in general, I don't allow those topics to be discussed simply because of those reasons. Now, if we're playing a game that has those kind of topics as a piece of the major discussion in the game, that's a different story. In fact, Final Fantasy VI has political overtones. An evil, oppressive government and a group of rebels who are trying to fight against that government and bring them back to the way things were before the government oppressed everybody. So, that's different. You want to talk about, politics or religion in relation to a game that we're playing and how it applies to it, completely different situation. But in general, if you bring those topics up, you derail the stream chat, right? It's not going to be good. You're going to get moderated for that because that's against the rules, all right? Now, in addition, I am well aware that there are many people out there who on a daily basis do nasty things to me for personal gain, all right? These are people who I don't personally know. I know nothing about them. I never did anything to hurt them, but they feel that because they can get ahead and either make a buck or make a living or get notoriety for basically slandering, defaming, and insulting me on a daily basis, that they should do so. They're completely immoral people. They're fucked up. They basically just don't give a shit about who they hurt to get ahead. And they're very disgusting. They're people who I would never associate with, nor I wouldn't even be talking about if they didn't, basically hurt me on a daily basis. All right? Now, the thing is, these people exist. I know they exist. They're stealing my content daily. They're breaking the law as well as, doing immoral stuff against me. And there's nothing I can do about it. I wish that I could make it all go away. I can't. I don't have money to sue these people to stop them from doing what they're doing. YouTube really should stop them, but they don't. Even with YouTube claiming that they have a new anti-bullying policy, you notice these people are still around. Well, it's because YouTube doesn't care. If YouTube did, this stuff would have been shut down years ago. They really don't care, okay? So, that being said, we know these people exist. We know that they're going to keep doing this stuff because they make a living doing it. They're actually making money by being disgusting, okay? So, they're going to keep doing it. There's nothing we can do about it, so why talk about it, right? The truth of the matter is that when people bring this stuff up in the stream, all it does is gives these people even more attention, and it brings them the views and attention that they want. So if we start bringing this stuff up, you know, all you're going to do is derail the stream, number one, make it a bad viewing experience for those who are trying to have a good time in the chat. But in addition to that, you're actually going to give people who are very nasty, negative people what they want because you're bringing it up. So we have a strict rule. Don't bring it up at all. I only bring it up here on the pre-stream to let you guys know I'm aware of it. You don't need to bring it up. Sometimes we get people who, you know, very innocently come in like, Phil, did you know someone's illegally restreaming you? Yeah, of course I do. But I'm not going to talk about it because that's going to derail the positivity of my stream. There's no point in bringing up at some asshole who's found a way to attract really disgusting, toxic people to their content and break the law and make a living doing it. You know, sorry, I'm not rich and I don't have money to sue these people to stop them from doing what they're doing because they are breaking the law and doing immoral stuff every single day that they do it, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my control, okay? So please understand that, and please know there's no point in bringing this crap up, okay? Fair enough? All right, good. Alrighty then. Good stuff. All right, guys. Let's now move in to the third and final portion of my pre-stream, which is, of course, my favorite part, the thank yous. That's right, it's the thank you shout-outs, where I give thank yous for everyone who has contributed here on the stream so far. Today, we start to update the leaderboards to give credit where credit is due, and in general, it's a pretty positive, fun time with some interaction. So, let's get started. First of all, overnight, I believe there were a couple... Oops. I just clicked on something on my leaderboard I didn't want to do. Okay. Overnight, we had a couple contributions that came in. We had Metalhead2177, who resubscribed for 24 months. That is 2 years of support. Thank you very much, Metalhead2177. I appreciate that very much. Also, an anonymous cheerer did a 55-bit cheer overnight, so thank you very much, the anonymous cheerer. Mr. Papavera, before the stream started, Mr. Papavera cheered. He says, you know, I freaked out for a second, but in a good way, because I thought your stream title said Final Fantasy VII, but it's actually Final Fantasy VI, and then you got an exclamation point at the end of it. Well, I talked about this a little bit. That actually my intention in 2019 was at some point to actually play through Final Fantasy VII, the original game, okay? I knew the Final Fantasy VII remake was right around the corner, and I wanted to play the original game because I felt that that would give us some background reference for when we play the remake, to say, okay, here's what the game is, and here's what the new version is. Let's see what's improved. Let's see what's different, etc., etc., etc. I felt this would have been the perfect year to really do that. Sadly, it didn't really work out that way because even though I had expected to do it, people overwhelmingly told me they would rather see me play Final Fantasy IX. So I ended up playing Final Fantasy IX during that downtime summertime when I thought I would be playing Final Fantasy VII. Not to say I regret it, because I had never played Final Fantasy IX before. And I did actually really enjoy Final Fantasy IX. I thought the game was good. The plot was quite good. If anything, a very linear Final Fantasy game. Until the very end segment of it, where finally you get open world exploration with, flying, and you get on chocobos and stuff. For the most part, it's pretty linear. Not to say that's a bad thing. It was a good game, but very different from what I'm used to in Final Fantasies, where you get these big open world segments. You'll see today, in Final Fantasy VI today, already the game's going to go a little bit open world and give you some options on stuff you can do. And not so much in Final Fantasy IX, at least. So, I did enjoy it, but because I played Final Fantasy IX during the summer, I didn't get to Final Fantasy VII. So, kind of a double-edged sword, I guess, because on the one side, I'm really happy I played Final Fantasy IX, and I now know that the game is quite good, and it was very entertaining. At the same time, I'm kind of sad that I didn't play Final Fantasy VII. I know people wanted to see me play it. This is a game that I've never played before for the internet. It's a game that I've referenced many, many times. I mean, the whole Project 7 thing that I did years ago was supposed to be based off the idea of me stuck playing an overrated game, and it was supposed to be Final Fantasy VII. That was the game I was supposed to be stuck playing when, you know, so many people claim it's the best Final Fantasy ever. In reality, I felt that it's not as good as people make it out to be. So, I thought it would have been awesome, but it didn't happen, right? So it is what it is. Now, some people have said, in 2020, why don't I play it? Well, how am I going to play it? I mean, the Final Fantasy remake comes out in early March, right? So potentially what you're telling me is you want me to rush through Final Fantasy VII, a very long Final Fantasy game, by the way, in the months of January and February, while there are all these other hot new releases also coming out at the same time. Like, you're telling me, you know, try to cram in this game during that time frame. Potentially, I could do it. I don't know how much you guys would like it like that, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think that playing that would have been made more sense over the summer, where I could have taken my time for a couple of months instead of, oh, let's kind of cram it in and rush through it while I'm doing other stuff. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But in regards to Final Fantasy VII, sorry I did not play it this year. I definitely would have liked to, but sadly it just didn't happen. Okay? And then Mr. Papavera cheered again. And he said, today's Catterday. Would you post a picture of Jasper up? If I remember to, typically, I see him around the house, you know, during the day doing his various stuff. He likes to spend time with Kat during the day when I'm streaming, mostly because he likes to have a lot of attention around himself. And so if I'm streaming, he has to search out the other human in the house, right? I don't know if I remember. I'll see. Maybe I'll take a picture of him and share it or not. We'll see what happens if I remember. Okay. So thank you for the cheers. Now moving on to people who contributed while the stream was live. We start off with Good Game Goblin, who actually tipped me $1. And he said, the best part about being on winter break is that I can read what actually interests me. Do you have a favorite period of history like the Civil War or Ancient Rome? I am not a history buff. At all. History is probably my least interesting subject. I know it's funny because they say if you don't know history, you're destined to repeat your own mistakes, right? I don't know. History just never was a super interesting subject for me when I was, you know, growing up. And quite frankly, I probably wouldn't even read history books or anything like that if, you know, I had free time to read. So that's just me, though. That's just how I am. I probably would not be interested in that. So no, I would say I don't have a favorite period in history or anything like that. Never was a history guy. Okay? Thank you for the $1 tip. Now we got someone who basically just said something incredibly racist and tipped me $1, but it was incredibly racist stuff. Probably, you know, a troll who's going to try to charge that back. What a messed up thing. Like, he thinks I'm going to read this. What a fucking asshole. Seriously. Alright, thanks, you fucking asshole, for the $1 tip. I really appreciate that, you racist prick. I'm glad I don't just read stuff out without screening it first, because, man, some people are fucked up. Alright, continuing on. The Last Rambo did a 100-bit cheer. That is the biggest cheer so far today. He says, when it comes to requesting you of not skipping great games like Astral Chain and many other games throughout the years, the people are doing it not necessarily because they're fans of the games, because they think you will like it and they want you to experience a great game. Alright, understood, Last Rambo. Understood. And truth of the matter is that this year was kind of a unique year. Alright, for a couple reasons. Allow me to explain what I mean by that. First of all, this year, sadly, being very matter-of-fact with all of you, was a year when I just didn't have a lot of money. You know, in previous years, I had a lot of flexibility to play or buy whatever I wanted. This year, things were way different, very tight. More than likely, for the next few years, things are going to kind of be like that, and we got to get used to this new normal, because I'm just not how it used to be. You know, it's just not. Back in the day, any game that comes out that even I was semi-interested in or someone asked me to play, I would buy it and play it. If I hated it, I would just skip it. or I would rag on it, right? I would play a game and say, oh, this game sucks ass, and make fun of it constantly. And that's what people say is like, oh, Phil's the guy that plays every new game, whether it's good or bad, or he likes it or hates it, he still makes it entertaining to watch, right? But sadly, those days are in the past by many years. And I just don't have that capability anymore. I have to pick and choose what games I play and buy. And, it's just reality for me now, okay? The other factor that I have to talk about here is this year in particular, there were so many Soulsborne style games and clones, all right, that it seemed like every other company that wasn't From Software wanted to be From Software and benefit from this From Software bandwagon of what's considered, gruelingly difficult games. Within a 2-month span of September and October, okay? Actually, I take that back. I think it was August and September. There were not one, not two, but 4 Soulsborne clone-style games. 4! I can't even remember all of them. I know one of them, wasn't it called the Remnant or the Remnant or something like that? And then, of course, there was Code Vein. And there was like another, I'm not even kidding, there was like another 2. And they all came out within, a month to a month and a half's time. And everyone was asking, are you going to play this one? Are you going to play that one? Are you going to play this one? Are you going to play that one? All right? What I found this year, and is being very honest with all of you, is that even though I enjoy Soulsborne style games and clones and things like that, I don't want to keep playing the same kind of game over and over. Okay? I don't. I basically say I want to play variety of stuff. And in addition to that, I found that this year doing more chill style streams has benefited me way more than doing the old school, oh, Phil rages every 5 seconds at a hyper difficult game or whatever that is, right? So, in reality, when I'm looking at, oh, everything's a Soulsborne clone, I don't want to play all these games, because they're all going to just basically make me die a million times, and I'm not going to really enjoy myself that much. Now, not to say that playing From Software games isn't incredibly rewarding. It is. In a From Software game, if you can tough it out and you can get to the end of a game, like look at Sekiro, right? I toughed it out. I learned the parrying system. By the end of the game, I was like, wow, that was a fun experience. I'm glad that I toughed it out and saw the end. But I don't necessarily then want to do that another 5 times a year. You see what I mean? It's a gimmick that people like to see me play hyper difficult games and rage at them, and the gimmick wears itself out, and quite frankly, I'm tired of it now, I'm fucking tired of it. Even though I know people come out for that kind of content, I'm not too keen on doing it all the time. Maybe once a year, maybe twice. All right? I'll do something like that, but I don't want to constantly be playing those kind of games, And the thing is, I was going back and I was replaying the Dark Souls games and stuff for the past couple of years. People basically came to me and said, enough is enough. You're doing enough of that. We don't want to see it anymore. But then all of a sudden, a bunch of clones come out. Everyone wants to see me play them. Like, come on, So that's really why I stayed away from all of those games. Now, in particular, if you're talking about Astral Chain, okay, I know that Astral Chain is not actually a Soulsborne clone. But this game came out among a time when all these other games that I was interested were coming out. I had never heard of Astral Chain. I knew nothing about it. And it wasn't until after the game had actually released that people started coming to me and said, oh, I should play it. And so it was a consideration. Okay, it was a consideration that, I would play the game. But it just never happened for whatever reason, man. I don't know. I don't know why. I just didn't feel like it. If there's a game that doesn't catch my eye, or it doesn't seem very interesting to me, I don't give a shit about it. Astral Chain was a game that was way outside of my radar. I basically heard nothing about it, didn't care about it until you guys started asking me to play it. And even then, I looked into it and I was like, nah, So I'm not every game is going to be appealing to me. You have to understand that. Again, back in the day, I would play every fucking game because I had unlimited funds and I could just do whatever the hell I wanted. In the modern era, it's not like that, and I gotta really figure out what's the best use of my time, right? It has to be a mix of me enjoying what I'm doing, you guys enjoying what I'm doing, us putting out a chill vibe stream, people wanting to come back and relax and contribute. It has to be a combination of all of these factors. Astral Chain just didn't fit into those factors for me. Okay? Now, please understand. Please don't take offense. I'm not saying anything negative about the game at all. I don't really know much about the game. A lot of people have said, oh, it's kind of like a Devil May Cry game. Okay. Well, I played Devil May Cry 5 earlier this year, and I thought it was pretty good, but I also wasn't in love with it. A lot of people freaked out, and they said, oh, Devil May Cry 5 is the best one ever. It's our favorite game of the year, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I enjoy playing it, but I'm not going crazy for it, you know? So that's what I mean. Like, some people just like that style of game, and some don't. So it was like, not only was Astral Chain completely off my radar, but I also wasn't in love with the genre anyway. So I wasn't going to drop everything that I had planned on doing to try to wedge in this game that really I wasn't too interested in. Okay? So it is what it is. Alright? And I'm sorry for those who wanted to see me play a specific game this year. For whatever reason, I didn't play it. You know, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that I can't play every single game that you want. I'm sorry that I have certain tastes, and I try to make a certain kind of stream, and sometimes what you like fits, and sometimes it doesn't, and that's kind of life. It is what it is. All I can say is sorry, and in the future, hopefully, I will play more games that you're interested in, and if you are really angry I didn't play your favorite game of the year, I'm sorry about that. I disappointed you. Okay? All right, Two Bar King did a 500-bit cheer, so thank you very much, Two Bar King. Let's get you up on. Wow, excuse me. Let's get you up on the leaderboard there. A musical burp. It's a good one. If I'm going to burp, it might as well be musical. All right, so thank you, Two Bar King, for the 500-bit cheer. That is the top cheer of the day. Internet famous McCroy has gifted a couple of subs today. First, he gifted a sub to Fundamental Lysis. So thank you very much, Fundamental Lysis, for being a viewer. Thank you, Internet famous McCroy, for the support. I hope you will thank him, Fundamental Lysis, for that gifted sub. Then he gifted a sub to Combat 187. So congratulations to Combat 187 as well. Very nice. Then someone named Throat Clear tipped me $4, and he says, 30 throat clears so far. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for reminding me that I have a medical condition that's disgusting. Thanks for reminding me that I'm an imperfect being. Thanks for counting, because we really needed to know that. It's a very important statistic to myself and my content and my life, How about this? First of all, thank you for the $4 tip. But now I'm going to count. One instance of someone being a complete asshole on my stream today. One. See, I can count too. All right, Internet famous McCroy also gifted a sub to It's Derek. Thank you very much, Internet famous McCroy, for another gifted sub, and It's Derek. I hope you enjoy that. Alka DeRippa cheered and says, favorite Stern Show member excluding Howard? Oh, man. Let's think. Over the years. Fred Norris, Mr. Versatile. This guy is great for behind-the-scenes production. He's great for on-the-air characters. So I'd probably say Fred. But at the same time, I really enjoyed when Artie Lang was part of the show. I thought that he was a really cool mix to the cast, because the rest of the cast wasn't really like him at all. And I was very sad when things went south for him in his personal life, and he basically had to leave the show because of all of his issues. So that's what I would say. Okay. Killgreed4 did a 200-bit cheer. He says, do you think Street Fighter can be great again? Yes, I always have faith that things can be great again. Definitely. I would never want to give up. I would never want to say, man, Street Fighter sucked so bad with Street Fighter 5 that I have zero faith that they will ever do anything ever good again with fighting games over there at Capcom. I don't want to believe that. I want to say, I hope that one day they'll come to their senses. They'll snap out of the whole, let's milk our customers for every penny and fucking nickel through false hype and stupid marketing instead of actually putting out good content. I don't know if they ever will, but I have to have hope that maybe one day they will. Sadly, I hate to say it, but more than likely, if it happens, I'm probably going to be too old to care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already 37, and I enjoy playing the throwback Street Fighter games, and I could still hang. Am I great at them? No, but I can still hang. I can still have fun, still have some competition. Yesterday, I double perfected someone, which is probably the first time I've double perfected someone in like a year or more, but it was pretty fun to do it. But, you know, let's say in 5 years' time, they finally hang up Street Fighter V, they develop Street Fighter 6, they release it. I don't know if I'm going to really be able to even compete. You know what I mean? Like, when you're out of the competitive community for so long and you don't even get that kind of practice or anything in anymore, it would be very hard to get back to a competitive level in any kind of a game. So it's funny because people ask me, Phil, do you think you'll ever get into competitive Street Fighter again? It's like, right now, hell no, because I hate Street Fighter V. All right, I think it's the worst number Street Fighter ever made. Just the game engine itself is shit. I hate it. If Street Fighter 6 comes out and plays like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo and has all the old school kind of gameplay with reactionary gameplay and footsies and, you know, really fun stuff, great. But will I even be able to hang at a level? You know what I mean? I don't know. Would I be able to? Would I be able to even ever play at a level like I used to? I have no idea. You have to realize that that time when I was playing when I was really good was about 10 years ago. Actually, more than 10 years ago now, because it was around 2007, I would say. I was probably at my competitive top level. Maybe a little later, maybe 2008, 2009. The very beginning of my YouTube years probably was the end of the competitiveness, right at that Street Fighter 4 launch era. Because then when Street Fighter 4 came out, that's all that anyone cared about. So a lot of the hype over like Super Turbo and stuff like that kind of died, right? So, you know, I don't know. I don't want to ever give up hope that Street Fighter will be good again. I want to think that in the future, maybe they'll put their heads together with people who actually understand competitive fighting games and make a game that's worth playing and a game that's fun both to watch for the viewers, but also to play on a competitive level and actually has competitive merit, which Street Fighter V does not. But we'll see what happens. If you know, I would definitely still play it. Let me put it this way. I would definitely still play it because, as you know, even though I don't play games at a competitive level, I still like fighting games. I still play them. I still enjoy them. You know, and, you know, it's good stuff to enjoy fighting games, to play through the stories, to check out all the different characters and their builds, to do some online play. But to go the next level, to play it at a competitive level, is a whole other can of worms. And it would mean taking such sacrifice away from my real life and everything to do it. And I quite frankly, you know, I'm married, I have a family. I'm too old, I think, to really care about that. You know, I think that those days are here and gone. But as they say never. Maybe one day Capcom will make a game that I like so much and I want to get back into it, and we'll see what happens. Okay? Fair enough. Then that racist guy made a ridiculous name again, and I'm not going to read it. So thanks for the dollar tip, racist guy. PW Dubs tipped me $1. He says, do you ever miss? I sometimes miss when I pee and my girlfriend raises hell. I guess that puts the P in PW Dubs. What can you do? Sometimes you miss. Sometimes you swear you're aiming completely straight, and the thing just goes off in a wild direction. You know, a piece of fuzz or something, and whoop! And next thing you know, your ceiling's soaked. What can you do? Right? But you should probably clean up. Because if you're leaving piss all over the bathroom, and then your girlfriend comes in and slips on the piss, falls into the piss, soaks her body in your disgusting piss, smashes her face into the toilet, breaks her jaw, her teeth go flying, and now she has to have facial reconstructive surgery because of you. You're probably at fault, and you're probably, she has the right to yell at you. Okay? So, clean up your fucking mess. That's the moral of the story here. Good Game Goblin tipped me $1. He says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. Okay, then. Thanks for that motivational quote. Alvin Aponte tipped me $2 and said, I hope you're, hey, Phil, bro, hope you're good. Say hello to Cat and Jasper. I shall. I shall say hello to them. And thank you for the $2 tip. I hope you're good. Good to see you. All right, so 2, 3, 4. That's about $5 new in tips. Let's add that to the running total here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Here we go. All right, shout out to Last Rambo who cheered. He said, you mentioned that you do not like Street Fighter V due to pattern play and lack of footsies. What do those mean? Pattern play basically means that the game will always be played in the same method depending on what kind of character you pick. But you basically, for example, I pick Chun-Li There's one way to win with Chun-Li. I repeatedly do that same thing with Chun-Li over and over. That's the game. Okay? And I'll give you some perspective here. The games that I like, the old school Street Fighter games, there's variety in gameplay. There's room to be creative. There's room to develop high-level strategies and situations where one person can play a character one way, one person can play a character in a completely different kind of way, and those characters are still perfectly viable because you can play them in different ways. You can run away, you can do offense. See what I mean? Pattern play means, oh, I memorized one pattern. That's how you play the game. You just do it over and over ad nauseum. And that's the best definition I can actually give to Street Fighter V, is that this game, every character has a base pattern this is how you play that character. And if you repeat over and over and over in boring, repetitive way, you have chance to win. If you don't, you lose, because that's the only way you can really win with that character. Okay? Now, there's one other factor. There's one other factor to Street Fighter V. It's the guessing game. Okay? In Street Fighter V, every character has a setup where you can guess how something will hit or how your opponent will block. And usually it means it'll hit high, it'll hit low, or it'll hit mid. And depending on how it hits, it leads to a ginormous damage combo. Okay? It's a guessing game. It's not skill. It's literally, I wonder how my opponent will react, and you guess, and you throw it out there. So between boring pattern play and literal gambling, that's the top level play of Street Fighter V. I hate that. I look for a game that plays much more variety of gameplay, much more versatility. I also like a game where there's reactionary gameplay. What I mean when I say that is, oh, look, you can see what someone's doing, and you can react to it because you see it coming. You can do an anti-air move and knock them out of the air, or you can have a way to blow through it and get away from it. And in Street Fighter V, in a lot of cases, that's not the case, or there's really no way to avoid certain repetitive strategies or patterns. Instead, it's more like wait 30 fucking seconds for your opponent to make a mistake so that their pattern screws up and now you can blow through it. It's boring. It's incredibly boring. All right? Watch a top-level match of Street Fighter V versus a top-level match of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and your jaw will drop at how different they look. How much more fun and exciting Super Turbo is to Street Fighter V. Okay? Now, when you say lack of footsies, that's a little different. Footsies are basically, it's a term. That means that there's a certain gameplay element involved that involves ground-level gameplay using usually normal attacks, although special attacks can be involved as well. And what it means is basically you're trying to judge distance during a match, and you're trying to use certain moves that are either safer or have a higher priority, and you throw them out there during a match to either stuff what your opponent is trying to do, i.e., let's say your opponent's trying to use a pattern, right? Oh, this pattern always works. Well, you try to find a way in the middle of the match to stop that pattern by interrupting them with a kick from mid-range when they're coming at you with that stupid pattern move. Oh, I stuffed it with a foot in your face, right? Also, it means mixing your opponent up with actually intended, not guessing, but intended mix-ups. Oh, I walk up and, I do a low kick that's early, so they really have no way to avoid it. They have to block it. Now, after that, I have three options. I can either kick again and do a combo, or I could try to mix it up, do an overhead, or I could throw. That's a footsie mix-up. Okay? Because you're basically using various options to win. You're not doing a pattern of, oh, this thing will always work, or this is the highest statistic that this will work, so I do it every time. Instead, you have a pattern. You have a mix-up, not a pattern. You're trying to use, your head, your knowledge of the game, your knowledge of priorities of moves to stop a pattern boring play, okay? Street Fighter V doesn't really have that. Basically, if you pick the top tier characters and you're just doing the pattern play, there's almost no way to stop it. It's just, okay, here comes the pattern. Well, I'm stuck in it now for about 25 seconds until they make a mistake. Then maybe I can blow out of it. So I guess I'll just sit here and wait. And that's why the game sucks. It doesn't have the old school elements that make, the footsies, the reactionary gameplay, the non-pattern, play. It doesn't have anything that's like, oh, I actually have to use my brain to play this fucking game. It's just guessing and doing the same boring things over and over ad nauseum. That's why the game sucks. So there you go. All right, well, the person with the very racist name tipped me $50 and says, I love you. Well, I appreciate the support, but there's still no fucking way I'm putting your name up on the leaderboard. So instead, I'm going to say, thank you very much to CCCS. Thank you, CCCS, for the top tip of the day. I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much for the support. I'm not going to say your name because that is stupid as shit. So nice try. But thank you for the support, obviously. But I'm not going to say stupid shit on my stream. I'm way past doing that dumb shit. Richard Link did a 50-bit cheer. He says, hey, Phil, hope you are well and excited for tomorrow's marathon. Did you figure out what games won? I wanted Mr. Roblox. Yes, we just talked about that. Myst, Roblox, Doom 2, Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, and Knights of the Old Republic are the 5 games I'm definitely playing. Okay? Good stuff. Alfred Aponte tipped me $1. Says, hope this helps, man. Remember, we got your back. Thank you, Alfred. Indeed it does. And indeed, I know you got my back, and I appreciate that support, man. All right. So now, I don't know what it is. Whenever I play Final Fantasy VI, the pre-streams are long. I don't know why. Every time I play this game, the pre-streams end up being incredibly long. All right, so now, let's give a shout-out to the top cheerers of the week. All right, in 10th place, we've got Naffy Axe FPS. We have a tie for 8th place between Popsicolo and Delancius. In 7th place, we've got Rock the Ice. In 6th place, we've got Murdoch. All right, 5th place goes to... What is going on here? 5th place goes to Snake Eater. 4th place is Mr. Papavera. 3rd place is Tom. Then we have a tie for oh my god, a tie for first place. An actual tie for first place. Rarely do we see this. But we've got a tie between Two Bar King and Tannemounter. So, whoever cheers next breaks the tie. Awesome, I guess, right? And I should definitely say this. Thank you guys very much. This week, the cheers have been very, very generous. So I just want to say thank you very much to those who cheered this week. That's much appreciated that you guys are so generous, okay? Now, shout out to the top sub gifters, okay? Top sub gifters. We've got who gifted 1 sub this week. We've got Philly Buckeye, who gifted 4 subscriptions this week. And we've got Internet Famous McCroy, who gifted 5 subscriptions this week. So thank you guys very much, again, for the support. That is appreciated. Thank you to all the top contributors. Thank you to the top contributors of today's stream. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you, OJ Simpson, for a $1 tip and a stupid nonsense message that I'm not reading on stream, but I appreciate the $1 tip regardless. Just not your stupid nonsense message. Okay. So, ladies and gents, we got through the pre-stream. It is now time for us to gear up and get ready for the actual gameplay. I'm actually going to run and use the restroom quickly before we get started. And then we're going to get started with Final Fantasy VI. Like I said, today the game gets good. Because today, it's open world. We get to explore a little bit. For the first time, I picked my party. Right? I actually got to create my party the way that I wanted to. And we're going to mess around with this party. And by the way, you could change the party up. It's not like you're stuck with this party forever or anything. But, you know, get some good variety in here. The story is going to advance in a big way today. We're going to have some big plot developments because we're out of the intro of the game. And as you know, this is my favorite Final Fantasy of all time, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. Good stuff. Good Game Goblin tipped me another $1. Says, the country changed to a communist utopia. No one's required to work, but you had to give up your personal property. Would you welcome it? What? What? Nobody is required to work. In what communist regime ever in the history of the world has no one been required to work? I don't think that you've studied communism very hard there, Good Game Goblin. No offense. That's the complete opposite. It's like everyone has to work, but everyone also shares everything. So everyone would have healthcare, everyone would have wealth, everyone would have food, but at the same time, everyone has to work as well. It's not nobody work. If no one works, where does everything come from? Anyway, I don't know. I don't think that we've never really seen in the history of the world, we've never seen a true communist regime that actually operates as the top philosophical idea of communism operates, because I don't know if at its core it can actually even sustain itself, or if it would really work. It always seems there's always someone at the top. There's always someone who's the big wig, the fat cat, who takes in and benefits more than everyone else in these kind of governments. So, I don't know. It's kind of a silly political question that I don't have enough knowledge to answer properly. So there you go. John tipped me $1, said, what games are you excited for? Well, this is the same question I've literally been asked for the past week. I'll answer it the same way I've answered it again. Doom, Last of Us 2, and the Final Fantasy Remake are the 3 games in 2020 I'm probably most excited for, although the truth of the matter is, if I actually sat down and looked at the game release schedule, there's probably more games that I'm interested in, but I haven't sat down and looked at their game release schedule to see what else is coming out, so I can't legitimately answer the question yet. Okay? Give me some time. Coming up in January, I'll sit down, I'll look at the game release schedule. I'm going to do a podcast in January where we talk about this kind of stuff, and then I'll give you a more educated answer. But thank you very much for the $1 tip, John. All right. Let's take the quick break. I got to use the restroom, and then we're going to start up with Final Fantasy VI. I'm sorry it took so long. The pre-stream was super long today. It happens. All right, I'll be back shortly. Thank you, guys, and see you in just a bit.